Hello and welcome to the first in a series of training videos on how to be successful in multi-level marketing. My name is Rob Lemke and I'm a lifestyle trainer, and I have approximately 20 years of experience in one form or another and with different companies in multi-level marketing. Ever since about 2001, I've been involved in quite a few different companies, and so that is the experience that I hope to bring to you today. I should mention that most of the content in these training videos comes from a man named Ron Fela, who wrote a book called 45-Second Napkin Presentations. And as I say, a lot of the content that is in these slides is directly from his book. So I have to say thank you and acknowledge where that content is coming from. So a big thanks to Mr. Ron Fela, who himself has at least 60 years. He's now retired, but has at least 60 years of experience in multi-level marketing. With that, let's get right into it. So how to be successful in multi-level marketing? First of all, when we talk about multi-level marketing, you have to recognize that it has to do with moving product. When you talk about any type of marketing, the first thing is moving product. And there are 5 basic ways in the world to move product. The first way, of course, is retailing. We all know about retailing. We go to the store to buy things. Somebody has a shop and they stock their shop with different goods in order to sell different products. So retailing is very common and we all have a good idea what it is. And then there's direct sales. Which again, we're all familiar with, that somebody, the manufacturer or the factory employs salesmen to come directly to the consumer, whether it's by telephone or door to door, for example, and sell things that way. Then we also have mail order, which is similar to direct sales, but done through the mail system or through the postal system that are in place. And then we come to number 4, which are pyramid schemes. And of course, pyramid schemes are illegal. We just have to point that out. And then we come to number 5 here, which is the one that we're focused on, the multi-level marketing, sometimes known as network marketing, sometimes also known as word-of-mouth marketing or word-of-mouth advertising. So that's the thing that we're focusing on. Please keep in mind that pyramid schemes are not what this is about. A pyramid scheme is illegal, and only the people at the top are getting profits from all of the activity, whereas in multi-level marketing, what we're actually doing is creating CEOs of new businesses as we recruit new people, and we're moving more product in that way by building our networks of people so that they can start their own business and in a sense become their own CEO. So there's a lot of room at the top for everybody to make money from selling product. That's the difference between multi-level marketing and an illegal pyramid scheme. Okay. With that said, there's still a lot of portrayal in the media of multi-level marketing as a get-rich-quick scheme. It is something that preys on innocent people and unsuspecting people. But the reality is that there are many, many participants and growing, especially now after COVID or during COVID and after COVID. There are many participants in multi-level marketing, and it has really grown into a multi-billion-dollar industry. You'll see in the next slide here. If you look at 2019, for example, these are the statistics. 1 in 13 American adults have participated in multi-level marketing. And I keep it to America, but we know that many of these companies are global and that the amount of people participating is huge amounts. Another one, 6.2 million Americans, again, are actively involved in direct selling. And as we saw before, direct selling is related to multi-level marketing. Many of the direct selling companies use multi-level marketing as part of their strategies to move product. In 2019, the multi-level marketing industry grossed 35.4 billion. 2018. Now that's pretty darn impressive. That is something worth noting. And if we look at some of the statistics, you can do research on this. It's bigger than a lot of the sports, the sports teams that you see. This is grossing a lot more than that. The NFL overall is about 9 billion per year. So 2009, 94.2% of direct selling association members are also using MLM as part of their strategy. If you look at wellness and cosmetics and personal care, these are the top selling of those categories, direct selling categories, and each one of those are using multi-level marketing as a big part of their strategy to move product. Okay, then we've looked at the 5 ways to move product: retailing, direct sales, mail order, and the illegal one, pyramid schemes, and then also multi-level marketing. Excuse me. We should note that multi-level marketing is the same as just like a traditional business where you have to move product or nobody gets paid. So we're primarily about moving product when we talk about MLM. So let's see exactly how we do that. And we start that with this slide that says 2 times 2 is 4. Well, what does that mean? Essentially, in multi-level marketing, what's happening is that your job essentially is to sponsor people to become part of your network, your marketing network. So your first step would be to sponsor 2 people. Okay, we make that the initial goal, sponsor 2 people. And then the second step is begin to teach those people. So what are you teaching them? Well, you're teaching them with this, for example, this set of presentations on how to sponsor people and how to teach those 2 sponsors to then go out and take 2 more sponsors. So as you see, 2 times 2 equals 4. We have 4 people on our team now. And then those 4 people need to sponsor 2 people each and teach those 2 people each to bring 2 more people. So 4 times 2 is 8. And then those 8 people have to sponsor 2 more people each and teach those people to bring 2 more people. So now we have 8 times 2, which is 16 people in the organization. And how many levels down are we? 1, 2, 3. So this is really where you have to be quite early on in any multi-level marketing company that you work for. The idea here is to work down rather than to work wide, and we'll see why in some of the later presentations as well. Okay, so anyways, we've got 16 people in our organization because everybody sponsored 2 people. So keeping that in mind, what happens if we say to people, listen, what if you sponsor 3 people? So here you're sponsoring 3 people. They are then in turn sponsoring 3 people each, and you have 9 people. Then those 9 people also are sponsoring 3 people each, which brings you to 27, right? And then those 27 people are sponsoring 3 people each, which then of course gives you 81. Look at the difference. The difference between 16 and 81 is 65. That's pretty impressive, right? But what's even more impressive is what is the real difference here, right? What is the real difference is that everybody sponsored 1 more person. So not a lot of work, not a lot of extra work for all the people involved in the network to sponsor 1 more person. But look at the result. The result is 65 more people in the organization because everybody decided to sponsor 1 more person. So that's how network marketing, that's what it's built on. If we take that another step, so now we're saying to everybody, what if you could sponsor 2 more people each? Not a lot of work for everybody. And we're dividing it across the network, right? Everybody's sponsoring 2 more people each. Let's look what happens. Now, instead of sponsoring 2, like we normally do at the beginning, we're sponsoring 4 people. Then those people are sponsoring another 4 people and teaching those 4 people how to sponsor another 4 people. So it goes on like that. And so 4 times 4 is 16. You get 16 people who are sponsoring and teaching 4 people each, which brings us to 64 people. And then you go down 1 more level, and now you 64 times 4 people who then are you also sponsoring and teaching those people, and suddenly you have 256 in your 1, 2, 3 in your third line. So look again at the difference between 256 and 16. That's pretty amazing, right? But what is the really amazing thing is that all of us in the network have decided to sponsor 2 more people each, which is not a lot of work when you divide it throughout your network, right? So sponsoring 2 more people each will yield that much of a difference when you get to your third line. Let's see what happens next. Say you decide as a group that you're going to sponsor 3 more people each. So a total of 5 people. Your first original 2 plus 3 more, and that means a total of 5 people. Okay, so I sponsor 5 people, and then I teach them how to sponsor 5 people each. And so they go out and grab 5 people each, and now we're at 25. And they teach each one of those 25 how to sponsor and teach 5 people each. And now we're at 125 who are also going out and sponsoring and teaching how to sponsor and teach. 125 times 5 leaves us at 625. Now that's a pretty fantastic difference, right, from 16. Why is it? Well, the real difference is only this, that everybody decided to sponsor 3 more people each. Now, if you add those lines up, we have a total of 780 people in the organization because everybody on line 1, 2, and 3 have decided to sponsor 3 more people each. Isn't it incredible to see, right? That kind of a difference. And that's why it's so important to work down on your levels when you first get started in network marketing rather than working across and building a huge number of people on your first line. And again, we'll see that in more detail in the following presentations. Okay, and any kind of multi-level marketing organization, we've always mentioned that product has to move, right? Well, you've got 780 people from the last slide using the product, and that means that we have a tremendous volume of product being moved per month. Look at the numbers here. In the company I'm currently with, JEUNESSE, the average spend for us, for the people in our group, we're spending around $250 US. So you times that by 780 people, and the average spend is going to be 195,000 US dollars, 195,000 US dollars. Okay, look at the next step here. If each one of those 780 had 10 customers, and that's not too far out, because having 10 customers, it's not that tough to do. You're sharing the product with your friends, relatives, acquaintances. When you find out that the product works for you, you can't help but say, hey, you got to try this. This really works. In my case, it was a weight loss product, and it really worked for me, and I've got customers from that. So basically now you've got your 7,800 customers if you average 10 customers per person. Okay, that's every month. And then you add to that the 780 distributors, and you've got a pretty mighty organization, 8,580 customers and distributors, which is a very profitable enterprise, really. Let's look at the numbers. 8,580 customers times 250 USD on average spend per month gives you a total of 2,145,000 per month in volume, or revenue, if you like to call it that. And then we look at commission. If you talk about my company, it's averaging about 15% commission on every sale of product that you do. So 15% commission to the third line. In fact, in our company it goes to 7 lines, but we'll keep it to 3 lines to keep it simple. To the third line, that is how much commission you're making. Commission 321,750 USD per month. That's your commission. So it's money in the bank for you. It's money in the bank for you. And I have to ask you the question, is it enough? $321,750. That is it enough? That's the question you have to ask yourself, right? And that's why here, again, it's important to teach your people down 3 levels deep rather than trying to go for a lot of people on the first line. Okay? So finally, just to wrap things up here, there's a couple more slides left. We look at organizations like the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Coast Guard. All of these military organizations, all of them have something in common, that they have no more than 5 or 6 reports, direct reports, all the way down from the general. If you look at, for example, West Point and Annapolis schools, they operate the same way and teach everybody to operate the same way. 200 years of experience they have. And they don't think anybody should supervise more than 5 or 6 people. So why do we in network marketing try to build our first line to 50 people? It just doesn't make sense. Using this advice, let us start to work with not more than 5 or 6 serious people in your first line. Teach them and train them to sponsor and teach and train the next level down, to sponsor and teach and train the next level down, until we're down at least 3 levels. And this is where we start to see some serious results, as you've seen from the last couple of pages. Just another look at another branch of the Army, another branch of the military in the United States is the USMC, or the United States Marine Corps. And you can see that in the same way they operate 5 to 6 direct reports, all the way down from the sergeant major. So 50 or more sponsors in your first line, you may feel like you have a successful organization, but actually the amount of results that you can get from the first line is much less than if you would do the same thing that they've just done in the first slides here and work down deep in your first, second, and third line, teaching all the way down as you go. So you cannot effectively spend enough time with 50 people on the first line to train them to sponsor and teach the next line down, so that they can train and teach to sponsor the next line down. So yeah, I think you get the point. It's basically, you can't do it effectively. Stick to 5 people or 6 people that you could train and teach. So I'd like to thank you for listening, and this is the first in a series of training videos on how to run a multi-level marketing business successfully, how to be successful in multi-level marketing. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next training session.